Okay, today is October 28th, 2017, and right now at 5:15 p.m. we have a temperature of 80 degrees in the foothills of Los Angeles. The relative humidity is 36%, dew point is 51 degrees, and the barometer is reading 29.98, which is down from the past few days where we had some powerful weather systems in the north and eastern Pacific moving towards the west coast. All right, so now, right now we're looking at the Gulf of Mexico rainbow loop. We can see a tropical storm. This is Felipe moving. The bulk of that moisture is moving over Cuba right now. The center of rotation is up here near the tip of Florida. If we look at the visible light map, we can see that rotation is right about here. But this area here is being targeted. If we go back to the take a look at the water vapor map, we can see a blast pattern right down here along the southeast and along the western edge of this thunderstorm, this area of thunderstorms right here. And we see a couple of holes open up, and that is where the transmitter is targeting this developing area of weather. And we can see that blast pattern right down here, this icicle pattern. This is the superheated water vapor shooting out and leaving this blast pattern. If we look at this in the infrared map, once again, we can see that, and we see the hole open up right about here where this area was targeted. So the superheating process weakens this area of weather, and that will diminish the potential to damage and the rain potential over Cuba. All right. Now, if you look at the National Hurricane Center, we can see that Felipe's track is forecasted to move over the tip of Florida. The center of circulation is moving over the tip of Florida, and this will move up into the North Atlantic, diagonally to the northeast. And by Monday, this will be way out of the area of the United States, moving up into Nova Scotia, it looks like. Okay, now here's the water vapor map for the northwest Atlantic. We can see about 3 different areas of low pressure trying to develop. These are storms. And we have Felipe here moving out into the Atlantic as well. We've got an area of low pressure right here spinning counterclockwise. This has a transmitter on it. We can see that big dark area opening up. Of course, forcing descending air into a developing low. That creates a lot of wild weather and tornadic activity, tornadoes, and because we've got a mixture of low pressure and high pressure being forced together. So we'll have to keep an eye out for tornadoes in Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, and Georgia as this thing drops down. All right, let's go to the west coast now and take a look. We've got the water vapor loop, and there's a couple of low pressure systems right out here. There's a developing gale here, and there's another low right down here, which is trying to spin. Everything is being blocked. We have the same ridge of high pressure over the west coast. We've got the jet stream up here, which is being rerouted up into Canada. Also notice this strange blockade, this dark channel right here. That is a man-made feature that is installed in place to separate the jet stream flow right here from merging into this low pressure system. This has all been separated and diced off by these weather controllers, these terrorists controlling our weather. That prevents the jet stream and also this developing low. There's actually 2 lows right here. There's one here and one right behind it. And look at the separation right here. This is a transmitter-generated area of high pressure to separate these 2 lows from each other. Let's look at the surface analysis map right here, and we can see that there's actually 3 lows. Here's the Aleutian Islands right here, and then we have 3 lows. One of them is a gale right here, which is moving. They're depicting that moving north. We've got a developing storm right here to the southwest of that upper area of development right here. This is the developing storm. And then we have a low right here, which is moving sort of in a easterly flow pattern. All these are right near each other up in this North Pacific area. So let's go back and look at the map once again, and we can see those 3 lows right here. And they're all being separated. We've got this channel, as I pointed out right here. This is separating the jet stream flow. And everything is all chopped up and separated. So, and right down here, we have an opportunity right here for some rain and cool temperatures in California. But look at the blockade right here off of the entire state. Let's go take a look at this in the western U.S. water vapor loop. We can see that there's a blockade here. Nothing is getting past this area right here where the pen is. Just like this, you know, this weather is just running into a wall. This moisture field is running into a wall right about here. You can see that in the infrared map. Everything is just walling up right here, evaporating. Nothing is getting past this point, right along here. And all this moisture here is being forced to the north and out into Canada. Here's the Northeast Pacific infrared loop. We can see the entire picture. You can see that channel of separation here, which is preventing this jet stream flow from merging with this low pressure down here. And we have another zone right here, a high pressure zone, which is separating these two lows from one another. The entire west coast is blockaded. There's nothing, no rain. We have a forecast for rain Monday night. That's a joke. I don't think we're going to get any rain. I hope I'm wrong, of course. That would be nice to get it. You know, it'd be real nice to get some rain, because as of right now, this season, we've had 0.17 inches, 0.17 inches. And I think that rain, I haven't looked at my records, but I think it was in late August or September that we had a little bit of rain. I'll have to look that up. But here's an opportunity for rain right here and right here. And nothing is being allowed in. These terrorists controlling our weather have complete control over our weather. And by doing what they're doing, they can create drought. They can create food shortages, which of course raises the price of food commodities and stock prices. The people controlling our weather probably have their money in the stock market, and all this is connected. So we see how how important the weather is to everything that we're purchasing in the stores, as well as our health. You know, when they're spraying these chemtrails over these moisture fields that move in, they mix things up a little bit. You see right now, today's tool of choice is high pressure. They've got this blockaded with high pressure. We see very clear skies. There's no chemtrails. However, they can allow this moisture to move in, and we see clouds in the skies. And then they'll spray everything over with chemtrails, as we've been showing for 2 years in the MODIS Today map, the color satellite map. And they spray over the moisture field. And of course, there's no rain when there's no lift, because the chemtrails prevent the lift. That's their primary purpose. And they're also laced with aluminum, nanoparticulate aluminum, which is a desiccant, which basically absorbs water vapor, atmospheric water vapor. So if it doesn't matter where you live, if you see the chemtrails moving in and you have a temperature humidity instrument, take a look at your relative humidity before the chemtrails move in, and you'll notice that a couple of hours after the chemtrails are sprayed over your area, you'll see that the relative humidity will drop quite a bit. It'll drop substantially. It'll drop from 60 or 70 or 80% down to around 30. And then by the next day, it'll be down in the low 20s or even the high teens. So chemtrails do the same thing as the high pressure here. It's just that we're, you know, as they say, it was very clear the last few days because of what they're doing here. This is all high pressure. This is all blocked, all blockaded. Look what's happening right here. Nothing is getting in, and the same thing is happening down here. So these people can engineer droughts at any time. They can also flood areas. They can steer hurricanes. We've seen that. Hurricane Irma, Hurricane Harvey. You know, I've covered all these hurricanes, and the technology's been in place for many years to do what's being done. And of course, the particular timing, with getting back to the chemtrails again, the key to understanding the purpose of the chemtrails is to observe the timing of the chemtrail spraying, particularly here on the West Coast, because we have a lot of weather that is, basically a conveyor belt. If we look at the weather here, we've got storm after storm that just moves right towards the West Coast, and of course everything is blocked most of the time. And so the spraying activity, they're mixing it up a little bit. As I say, they can use high pressure to stop these systems from moving in, or they can let them move in and just spray us. And so we see that today, the last few days, the high pressure is the tool of choice. Okay, so now let's take a look here at the southwest rainbow map. We can see that nothing is getting anywhere near. All this moisture right here is evaporating right about at this point. Nothing's getting any closer to California or Mexico. We had about 92 degrees today. It was about 105 here just about 4 days ago. 104, 105 degrees. It was all engineered. We had a little bit of wind too. Moderate to probably about 40, 50 mile per hour gusts. All right, here's the Swell map. We can see that those weather systems offshore are generating 16-foot seas out here. We've got 14-foot seas up near Northern California and Oregon, and a broad area of the North Pacific, which has 10 and 11-foot seas. Okay, that about wraps it up. We'll just leave it right here, and we can see what's happening. We've got moisture moving towards Southern California, and we may see some chemtrail activity tomorrow or Sunday or Monday if this is allowed to move in, but we can see that it's being blocked. All right, that's it.